Normal kanyam ka nasjal content barwani lingwa sama kanwaro nan TV channel bana rwani bana kaling an wala changa wal bakal ga paikel ron kinna dangro wida jandangro wida bakal bandin kono ci tuok bana kaling bana rwaj ke kwiwut ka man shanak rewi ke Juba un ma pastor wanang na dora bana madan tuok ta tuok ga bana jaling ro de man de na bana nyogo mukwen kono yo bana rwaj ke kwi Dr. Riek Gai gwam ci roitin ano Riek Machar kora tera mo ci jabinong kwer ci kwer ci bijek Dr. Gai word for word bana jalat mandana ci kenat kus jarwa je point Dr. Gai ya gwar ka radio baje kwen ye en mishirka namo bana we bokaten koken de lorodin ko de randere kalen ka kore ba roiche ka kwi perfect makwach do badanan shamet ke SPLA-IO kaja bukon link wan mi chiko jigbo kana Dr. Gai so bukon ka link on all this report gwatmene tuong naje kelia bishop kare wiki Juba Juba chala gwas dana nakane ti dit ke dong mi jaram dong te dunmu gwam ledi whatever you try to do bajin nak ne content wina mi sikan dia rejin pastor rejin ngo jaje ko war nakaje alo wen mi cheka corruption ki wen mi tijia cha kana shina chika lutin ba report ban jaling wa ne tilawu ni tijal kamach chikan African Land Church Bishop chikan nak uda mo e wulwa kwat ala wotere lwa kwat alo mije shirmandana ngai kona uda mone mukwa lwa kwa zamo ka jawo chalat gwasam bakulo kwen yame jen ramkel mi la kwar ka African Land Church Bishop ka shanga dioka jwa kole la were no chete Canadian kon la shure la robbery chika ben dore cha dore cha de storm ki chika ore dore te dore shal ke gudele residential area la tika gudele jen gwadan teten ka South Sudan capital ke Juba chine kon la shure official chikan jomo chikan lat kani wuda mo dore jen gwanek tano and victim ke Ramadan and Chanak shall show the Bishop Christopher Maring. Bishop Christopher Maring, Janaka Jaka Taboro 7:30 p.m. Lo Tuktiang. Guan Mima Shishur Shika Bandore, Shikanure Shingde, Katishi Mane, Kida Kolaro Jiduare, Shake the Kagatke, Tigare Shing, Kitigare Duarmo, Duel. Bishop Martin Moga waram la deputy presiding bishop ba kajen Michal kamo African Land Church ka South Sudan jam ban ko ke radio tamazuj ka changa ngwan ka jo korunwan yala do ne si dini dangwan kini de jel ka me dangwan sikandor bishop chikana mak shukan she bishop chukana kaf ka shukan gar ka shukan ga kaf ka shukala gorkan yo kwasan shashek da kana gad ka kaf you can ga jogo no go ne yo kan ma sha bu kam yo and then don't take Riek mde kan lat gwad wa chu ko we re duwe latol kan kwak di ala content de chang you can kwak di ala kan ka tol gorkan yo gwad mji ga shek kut kana mai kana kaf kana gad ka Michigan gwa yono gora taliori kan ga jek show gat kana mandi tendan kula te gat you can yon te ka yugan ga top kana kam kan shwara tono gui kana odong o shayo ya to duel gwa danan te wudu mateten chikan wo rei kula gane gan ut kana mo chikan wo duel gara mo gwa danan te lang repeteten ke dangde tel mi kana jek you know you gat you can yoro kan ga top te ka but can satisfy no dong we can don't tem talk you can ngot kam gor kan chieng kan sure kan dang wan char den gapin Gwadan wish weru kana magdorut kana mo ala Bishop Maring te George de chang na bakula ben ejan chang an gwadamo shu ben bo lo be chang no shur ngut kan re duel ke ngut kan chang ne ka lebda ka kal ko re kal mana jan le bakal ne na che tok ka kwi jan o te ne ten gwadamo te la shur te cha gad ke shek de cha ka kep ke cha rot pin na wan gwa cha chu le mach kan shur ko na charen to ram kel ka kanere kon la shur wa chor to kal gwada mone cho ma chu lep ka bara wuda mone to bab a changa te kan te jeno jinga kana barje da ci bishop mo ga chelar no jene jen ta da na liu ka wuda mon chala do min chalin kaneten konten treje meeting cha ga cha ko kep kamandien jengen kama chu kana ngoirar chu kan mai gana duwa jana gwada na direction reaching ka chu kan wudu mo chu kan wonak African Inland Church kana condemn of course and ta charan yan chana ga jama kana malat ke ngai ke deliberate and evil act targeting a man of God ka ta dan kan lat ke jam so cha jo mo cha ja larakan kana wudu me ran lo ko so right now malat ko na jene me ramishit kana me ramin mo me dong de ran me dore te jo chala the activist termanyang gadwich chala no we are not safe in Juba mena ka ke men jilwa kot ba kanak so jene na mene mi jagalong ba kun ya gwasa me ka jo dana chala ga jaga tu English so bialing gunmen kill African Inland Church bishop in Juba suburb. Gunmen shot dead an African Inland Church bishop on Wednesday evening during an army robbery at his home in the Gudele residential area, a suburb of South Sudan capital Juba, church official stated. Well, the victim, identified as Bishop Christopher Maring, was killed at about 7:30 p.m. when army men broke into his residence while his family was inside. This is very shocking. Bishop Martin Moga, the deputy presiding bishop of the African Inland Church in South Sudan, told Radio Tamazuch on Thursday that 4 army men stormed the house, held the bishop, wife, and children hostage and demanded money. The attackers broke into the house and gathered the family. They demanded money and went straight to the bedroom, where they believed money was kept. Bishop Moga stated. He said the children asked for some money, but the assailant were not satisfied and continued searching the house. At the time of the break-in, Bishop Maring was away. On his return, he reportedly opened the gate, unaware that one of the attackers was hiding behind it. Immediately, he opened the gate. The gunman attacked him without any question and shot him in the stomach, Bishop Moga said. When the other attacker ate the gunshot, they rush out and start shooting randomly, killing him instantly. The African Inland Church leadership strongly condemned the killing, describing it as a deliberate and evil act targeting a man of God. Under the leadership of our presiding bishop, James Lagos, the African Inland Church in South Sudan condemned this unfortunate and criminal act. Bishop Moga stated, "We call upon the government of South Sudan to protect its citizens and ensure justice is served. No stone should be left unturned in investigating this murder." The church described the late Bishop Maring as a dedicated servant of God whose work focused on preaching, teaching, and guiding the faithful. He was a true martyr who gave his life in service to God and the people, Bishop Moga said, adding that prayer were ongoing for the bereaved family. The church also urged security forces to identify and arrest the perpetrator, warning against continued attack on clergy and civilian. We stand with the government and security force to ensure that those responsible are brought to justice. He say, we call on our faithful in Juba to continue praying so that such atrocities do not continue, especially at a time when South Sudanese are yearning for a peace. The killing has added to growing concern over insecurity and armed criminality in part of Juba. Effort to reach police for comment were unsuccessful. So mling kono magwasa me ta danan sha wud me sha ne ka me danan gudel na mo sha wud den sha connecting ne sha ala don sha ga kep. Right now the same thing happen yoga again. So situation at home me situation bej no de kon dial te kan commandant and their order. Wana ka report do den men shalat Dr. Riek Gai Cook gorjano de yen dialale. Dr. Gai Cook la jeno reng Machar distraction icha jabunong mal. Janet ko ter ka moje SPLA-IO tele reng Machar mo be kombi jek. So ban jeling kenyam katungnat be la yo katuk English kor. Governor Jonglei State Dr. Gai Cook Janisha SPLA-IO force icha ka condemn. Kataye dan e shawror chaja kep kuja. Jani teka kwakta chakan ti chakwala kuma SPLA-IO katada na chalat kuja. Shekula no end that violence. And men chatu kuja SPLA-IO gwada nyinga tinga SPDF. Me chawan and point the and Dr. Gai Cook no there na there can influence no de kill de jagor but the door cho backfire kan ro dalwang. Shekula ro na me chereng Machar cheje bunonga power. Jan charai kana dorishal ke Urur County, Kedu County, ka Jonglei State. And point the Governor Dr. Gai Cook. Jane na me tela mal manung and kur ka tela power me camera tela jerai dan chelat. Ko bana kula we yo commandant de kona comment ka rai je but just balana yumandan and chelat briefly. Jan charai kenetin content chaju chakur. Right ke dina SPDF ano buka rodin gang ke kuma SPLA-IO. Wade da ne chikor ya tokten so idar Gai Cook yala do jani bana bagadil gang ke kuma SPLA-IO. Jani very unfortunate long bon wo de ne re kon la Nuer de ka chonga kuma SPLA-IO jani she expect no de reng Machar de je support. Ko gejano jana gad loka jana chilo Nuer community shikan ko de te shar de gang kwan manaka natin jana no you know. So michira na me chalat do na me political leadership jana tala malbano charai ka kwi security ka by the way la security assessment yoga na azan wone ne lonya jok ene kon char barka kor lonya jok duk kanti telerek jana kor teleja da Gai Cook raja ne katungnat raja ke ngandi chikana mobilize ano ba area ndi ala kon ya ke SPLA-IO ka lo Nuerland ba ka ke kondial ba ke all the territory ya ke kuma SPLA-IO ka Jonglei jane bukan nyom ke kan Chicken ngani kan ka mobilize ka jikan de ja SPDF jang kan ko ken dia kan mobilize no wa mun loka wa jedek. So mishat kana me kana kula la clear long kan itong ano Dr. Gai Cook ano der no no ba shia mane ba ko wadak ke ba nanak. Ramishit kana mo dara gwa anu dana mo dara jalat ka gat loka dara yek mchen dara la continue ko la advocate ke wud janga manangan ware no yala dano me chetu ko Urur County jen ekene very shocking ka president self ke me yadit anu na me isha mal che je yar male gor kana chana jogo no ne tama che ngwana no che ben ka padit ka che ben ka pajut so be kanu be kana reale ka be kanyen ka Nuer community ka be kanyen ka dina SPLA-IO yen joran chelat ke je jana with the help of kir ka brenial bo bog bane kana deni ngre yal den ba area ndi ala konde na pin SPLA-IO kana ba ka kap so which is very unfortunate and odam chena ma dara jalat jogo na the no need to ka sure ka tikede and all that medan me we ka Nuer lana ne jeremy palgane jene along go ge jeno chimal jeben but hidden ajana melat kono walteten so anyway let me just read it out the talk English biajelen dong me jaram dong de ro ka bro yu ka baka chata ne destruction wouldn't lead Machar to power. Dr. Machar stated by Dr. Gai to SPLA-IO. The governor of Apenal, Mr. Dr. Gai has condemned the alleged looting. The alleged looting and destruction by the SPLA-IO forces in Uror, stating that such violence will never elevate suspended first by President Dr. Machar to power, while addressing citizens displaced from Uror County to Du County. Jonglei State Governor Dr. Gai maintained that act of destruction provide no legitimate path to power. He spoke directly to those affected by the recent clashes between the SSPDF and SPLA-IO, asserting that political leadership cannot be built on devastation. Following a security assessment of the region, the governor provided an update on the restoration of order and the imminent return of displaced families to their home. Speaking in Nuer, Dr. Gai stated that local youths are mobilized to liberate the area from SPLA-IO control. However, it remains unclear whether his remark referred to a civilian-led movement or the ongoing SSPDF troop assembly aimed at reclaiming territories recently captured by the SPLA-IO. He stated that the violence in Uror County came as a shock to President Salva Kiir, adding that the violence is viewed as a direct affront to the ongoing peace process. He stated that your youth has arrived in Padit and Pajut. The instability will come to an end soon. In a few days, you will return to your home in Uror. President Salva Kiir did express deep shock at this sudden outbreak of violence, especially at a time when we are all talking about peace. Dr. Riek Gai told IDP in Du County. It is devastating to see the Nuer looting their own hospital, market, stripping the door of houses. The SPLA-IO claim Riek Machar must lead, but does a leader achieve power by destroying his own community? Does he lead by dismantling the hospital of Uror? This will never happen. Mi yen malat ke Dr. Gai ramajong na no yen yerian dorun ke jan ramadanan ku we ku jale yar ajo na no tele ke changwane chagar yale ke ba ku SPLA-IO ba ka joy gwadan kon tiketen ke jan kuer jo wona re jane gwadan we raiten so de kon gu jeno na me da la kuer mo gwala tok katen ko ramno go wane ga wa ganak ajo ga Nuer community no yeni sha dorun sha je yar and to match President Salva Kiir yadi choro de yajeno binedi al kona cha displaced bikulo ire doriken balo Nuer land ba je kevdina SSPDF. Cha question ko to bano ne kaneten content cha mobilize bilo ke ngwan Nuer bu nyin ke Nuer mo wala de bu nyin on ke Nuer no ka kan Nuer ko onte kel ga je chi kana accept no bu lat machine mo bu kana lat kana ken so na mo be chelo che chong me be ma lat ke Dr. Gai ku me dan chan wa ke kwide would me no destruction colon land, but you don't a Mali peacemaker. He never was. So can all the activity take on a lot Corodian. Tell a malmeditin. That is why let a teacher taught him. The good thing is that she can name. One ka pulpit makwach. Dua badanan she met ka SPLA-IO kaja. Pulpit makwajan ngai ko ndi ale Nuer special leader mo gor ke long te ka youth county te mo ka Jonglei state. No. Jan kana kor kana je to kono dar je ter ke kuma kirmi yadit. Jeng me dane she te ka tardin melede but nothing. Bone ne chunga kelke kuma SPLA-IO baden joga che jojo gwano she la ramo mi chung kelke kuma SPLA-IO. No. And jen che chong kel ke SPDF at this moment. No. Gwasame kajo wadana chalat. Let me just read it out. Biajeling ko sa article mi din mi chagor ka tuk English. Ada gor jeno biajeling gwa. Obran chagor kaja. A permanent Nuer special leader based in Ayut County, Jonglei State has not declared war on the government despite ongoing violence involving government forces and fighters aligned with the opposition, SPLA-IO in part of the state government official stated. For several days, a letter circulating widely on social media and allegedly attributed to the spiritual leader, Prophet Makwaitu, claimed to give county authorities and the South Sudan People Defense Forces a 46-hour ultimatum to vacate Ayut County or face attack in support of the Sudan People Liberation Army in opposition. This comes amid rising tension in Jonglei following clash between the SSPDF and the SPLA-IO in northern Jonglei State, where the SPLA-IO captured the town of Ui and Wat amid report of both sides mobilizing for further fighting. Ayut County Commissioner James Choljiek told Radio Tamazuch on Wednesday that the letter was not written by Makwach and said the spiritual leader remained committed to peaceful coexistence under a peace agreement reached with the state government after his foiled march toward Malakal, the Upper state capital last year. He said, I spoke to Makwach on the phone from his Ker Payam. He reiterated his commitment to peace, coexistence, and distanced himself from the SPLA-IO, Shol say. Makwach assured me that the Nuer Y Army in Ayut will not take part in the ongoing fighting. What the people of Gawer want are service and mitigation of plot, he added. Shol, who is a member of the ruling SPLM party, say the alleged author of the letter was a man identified as Yin Matiek, who he said has been arrested. The commissioner said Ayut County was calm and that SSPDF was in control of the area except for Wau Payam. A video has been circulating online showing SPLA-IO fighters in control of Wau and military Tang. She will say what happened was that following fighting in Uru County, we ordered our forces to retreat to Ayut town to concentrate our power there. There was no fighting in Wau Payam after our forces retreated and the Tang left behind was a damaged one. Addressing residents on Wednesday in Panyago town, which is County, Jonglei State Governor Riek Gai, who is also the SPLM chairperson in the state, say Nuer spiritual leader Dakwet and Makwaitu supported the government. Don't you know the spiritual leader Dakwet? Dakwet ran away from the SPLA-IO and is now with us in Dukpadiet, Gai say. Makwaitu is also with the government and refused to go against peace. Meanwhile, Simon Dak, a cousin of Makwaitu and his spokesperson told Radio Tamazuch from Ayut that the spiritual leader had not mobilized any use to fight the government. I was with Makwach Tut and we discussed the ongoing war in Jonglei State, Dak said. Makwach made it clear that he recently performed a ritual committing to peace with the government. He cannot break the solemn vow made to his children, and whoever fight alongside the SPLA-IO against the government is not his responsibility. Dak said Makwach was unhappy about claim that he wrote the letter, adding that the spiritual leader communicated verbally when making declaration. Terminyangat, which Juba-based civil society activists who closely monitor development in Jonglei State, welcome dialogue with Makwaitu, but questioned its sincerity of the reported engagement with local authorities. 3 days ago, I received information that Makwaitu was planning to go to Pagong, the SPLA-IO headquarters in Ayut County, where he would slaughter cow to perform ritual in support of the SPLA-IO, Gadwi say. Makwaitu is not accessible and no one knows his next move after Pagong. It is not too late to engage him in dialogue, he added. However, Makwaj may not be revealing his real plan, or local authorities may be providing misinformation about him. In October 2025, Makwaj took call of a planned military campaign to attack Malakal and accepted dialogue with the state government. The previous month, Makwaj, who command Y Army fighter in Ayut County, had mobilized forces and threatened to attack Malakal to pressure the national government to release first by President Dr. Riek Machar and other SPLA-IO figures detained in Juba since March 2025. Jawlin kon magwasame lakin Nuer special leadership ke jan porpod makwaj gwasame jen chelado chorodo matkur porpod makwaj chelado nena ka gwad mi chala ne ken chalado jen ishe ne konta la JSS PDF chogo jogo no wojero dun ka Yot County but ke warga mi cha gor che ken binyo ko maga ken no ne me ken to tel ramimo mishi warga shi gor jen kan warga ken jogor karwa dana chalat ke jen warga gor ada dien jo chalat ramisho ala yen jen gor warga ka kan ishi kan yen already jo dana chalat chala no kan gog dang roten content binami en makwaj poinde kan go do dien wa chukuma SSP da chi rai keke kan ne chi makwaj chala no ga wen wer wa am chicken bokor chicken they will not take part in this war ka jo ran kan lat janne man gor ga wen wer gor kano de nyoy de khafchong de ko mo ke service ga dul wal ga dul gor de alo de lete ke kuma ano en ramdan rai gwata me chol ram ke le members ka SPLM party so ngai kon kajda la mala lat ke ne rin content kwa kir kwa support la gor kano ba ke credit ke ba mo ka dor kon chol point de la do ne ram e gor war ga yen jane be dup county be yan match ke jogo ji SSP da no wojro dun waram gor war ga wun mishala yen matiek mishala do jane cha yen commissioner mo chela do ne jana Yot County jane cha control SSP da kelu ane pardon chal ke wa payam ngode pin SPLA-IO jan gwa dan te nyok hikan la no en ta dan sha bidin sha nen online ya debab sha nen mission ban pin jane debab mo shelet it was not working ga joran shelet ke so na me report an jikan la so jikan la do ne kan gog dangro gwado mene gog to kan met kan ke kume kirmi yadit ko jikan la dun woni me men point en Dr. Gai ko kala do ne jenne it point en dakwet jan intem dakwet no special leader shoda bar ibn gwada ne ten dakwet jenne charana way ka SPLA-IO jenne jan tam ko du padiet jen gwada anteten jenne makwach lugo no be nyinge kum so bel sapon kuma ka jawdani kala gwasma Simon Dagbo jen brother duma quite tut yala den wona ne kine goro ne nyinge kuma anyokane mobilization kana lat ana makwai tut share declare jana betekel ke kuma yani che take part in that ka jani barno tong mi ko jan wa chaje gup ke chaje mo ke yo so jan ta dan len ngwar den geja chikala do ne kan ne ti chirke jo kan lat gwasma ne kan within 3 days bikan lono land bikan kaf jan ta dan lat ke jan bikan kaf ko bom bikan wer bikan jo rar lat kan yo to bikan jo ne rol Ethiopia ramoken point bo lak na ke Ethiopia jan ta dan lat kan shirme chala ne ne ko te Juba no area mo ke le by control ne ko la dinas SPDF ban mission me chair jack of course ne ringwan terma nyanga do chala do ne na jana activist rage quit mo ko tut right now sia da ngajba man chara ko da yalla na me ke yo kan jabo kumen go dong mala de true but sometimes che diane jen lo da ba ko me dan ci kon yalla ngaje mo ko tut no sia la no be malakal be yan match in support ko de dak man cha de jelun wadana shile join jen wo chelo ku assess speed up che na ko yo no ku yen madan le roda so right now ne ti kan go ngore no kan gong no dangro tin pai kon shoot ken pai kon ngelim gwaz mane no wa ken ci ga mat ga nga ci kan mat ke kuma kirmi yadit jenta dana chalat ke ci ga right ke kuma kir ke kan kuma kiru kan support na me lero da tam right now me de kon dial te kan tin no what is going on there so kur eminent from there so na me da la report an go de nyoy kel and ban nyoji kalero den beteman